The red dust of Mars blew gently over the rocks. The planet was silent. No life, no sound. Only the wind and the cold, empty land. But today, something was going to change. A team of 5 scientists from Earth stood outside an ancient alien structure. It had been buried under the surface for millions of years. The building looked broken, but not by time. It looked like someone had left it in a hurry. The walls were black and smooth, made of a material no one could identify. The shape was strange, like a pyramid, but twisted. Dr. Raymay, the lead scientist, wiped the sweat from his forehead. Even in the spacesuit, he was nervous. He had waited his whole life for this moment. "This is it," he said to the others through the comms. "We are the first humans to step here." With a slow breath, he walked toward the entrance. It opened by itself. No buttons. No wires, just a soft hum and a smooth sliding door. Inside, the air was dry and still. The walls glowed with a dim blue. Light. Symbols covered every surface. Circles, lines, patterns that looked like language but didn't match anything from Earth. The team walked carefully, scanning everything. Dr. Mira, the linguist, whispered, "These symbols, they feel like they're alive." The others said nothing. They all felt it. Something was watching them. But there was no one. They reached the center of the building, a large circular chamber. In the middle stood a device. It looked like a tall black crystal, sharp and clean, standing straight from the floor. It pulsed gently with light. "Don't touch it," Raymay warned. "Let's scan it first." But before they could act, the lights in the room changed. The walls began to shimmer. Then suddenly, a hologram appeared. It was an alien, tall, thin, with silver skin and large dark eyes. It looked directly at them. The alien looked afraid. It began to speak in a strange language, fast and sharp. The scientists froze. Then, without warning, the language changed. The device was translating in real time. The message became clear. "If you are hearing this, it means we failed." The alien's voice was calm but full of fear. "We were the first. We shaped the stars. We created many things. But then we found you." The team looked at each other. "You were small at first, harmless, curious, but then something changed." The alien paused. Its face was tight with panic. "We tried to stop it. We tried to destroy what we made, but it was too late. You evolved. You adapted. You became something else. Something terrifying." The lights flickered. The alien's image became unstable. "We had one final choice, to disappear or to fall. We chose to vanish." Then came the final words. "One last warning. If any life finds this message, remember, beware the humans." The image ended. Silence filled the chamber. Nobody moved. Even the breathing in their helmets felt loud. "Did it just say, 'Beware us'?" whispered Mira. Raymay stepped forward. "What does it mean? Why would they fear us?" Dr. Lucas, the team's tech expert, spoke. "Maybe we were created by them. Maybe we became dangerous." The team felt cold, even in their suits. Before they could speak more, the crystal pulsed again. A second hologram appeared. This time it showed a planet, Earth, but it didn't look like the Earth they knew. It was broken, burned, silent. The sky was red. Oceans had dried. Cities were destroyed. Then the scene zoomed into a battlefield. Strange alien machines, flying drones, walkers, and strange ships were fighting something. But the enemy was hidden. Then one shape appeared. A human, glowing with light, walking through fire alone. The alien machines exploded around him. The human raised one hand and the sky shattered. The hologram ended. Lucas fell to the floor. What the hell was that? Some kind of war, Raymay whispered, between humans and these aliens. "But this is not our history," said Mira. "This never happened." Not yet, said a quiet voice. It was Nina, the youngest member, a data analyst. Maybe it's the future. The silence returned. The team sat on the floor, unsure what to do next. Suddenly, the door they had entered through shut by itself. The lights turned red. What's happening? Mira asked. I don't know, said Remai, tapping on his scanner. Something activated when we watched that second message. The device in the middle began to glow brighter. Then, it changed shape, slowly opening like a flower. Inside was a small cube, floating in the air. Raimi stepped forward. Don't touch it, said Lucas. But Raimi reached out. The moment his fingers touched the cube, it fused into his hand. A flash of light filled the room. Raimi screamed. Then he fell to the floor, unconscious. The team rushed to him. Is he alive? Mira asked. Lucas checked. Heartbeat ... Yes, but his eyes, look. Raimi's eyes were open, but glowing blue. He was breathing fast. His lips moved, whispering in the alien language. Then he sat up, slowly. Raimi? Nina asked. Looked at them, but his eyes were not human anymore. The war ... It's coming again, he said in a calm voice. And we are the weapon. He fainted again. Back on Earth, alarms rang deep inside a hidden government facility. The signal from Mars had been detected. A group of men in black suits gathered around a screen. A voice spoke. They found it, said Director Karen of Division. Black, the message is live. One agent turned to her. What are your orders? She looked at the red screen. A simple message blinked. Human subject activated. We prepare, she said. Begin Phase 0. On Mars, the team prepared to return to their main base. Raimi was awake but weak. He couldn't remember what he said. But the cube inside his body was still there, a soft blue glow under his skin. Mira sat with him. Do you remember anything? Only pieces, he said. I saw stars burning. I saw us ... doing terrible things. He looked at her, scared. And I saw something else. We weren't fighting to survive. We were hunting. The rest of the team was silent. Nina walked to the device again. She touched it gently. It did not react. But something happened. A new message played. It was short. You have touched the final key. The gate will open soon. Lucas stepped back. What gate? Where? Raimi whispered. Earth. It's always Earth. The return trip from the alien structure to Mars Base Alpha was silent. Raimi sat in the ship, staring at his hand. The cube was still inside him. Its blue glow pulsed under his skin like a heartbeat. He didn't feel pain, but he felt different. Like his mind was not completely his own. The others kept watching him. Mira tried to smile, but her hands shook. Nina sat at the controls, focused. Lucas, checking instruments, kept glancing at Raimi's hand. This cube, Lucas said. It's alive, not just technology. It's doing something to you. I know, Raimi whispered. Outside the window, the red desert passed by. But no one noticed the black drone flying behind their ship, silent and invisible. They didn't know they were being watched. Mars, Base Alpha. 1 hour later, as the crew returned, base systems welcomed them back. But the moment they stepped inside, a strange signal activated. Unknown code began running through the computers. Someone's hacking into our base systems, Lucas said. He tried to stop it, but the code moved fast. It wasn't human. It was alien. And old. Then a door opened by itself. A hidden room they had never seen before. It had no lights. Just darkness. Inside the darkness, a new device floated, small, metallic, and silent. Nina stepped closer. Should we scan it? Before anyone could stop her, the device activated. A bright blue flash filled the room. Suddenly, a new hologram appeared, but this time it wasn't a message. It was a memory. The alien memory. The hologram showed a planet, not Earth. Its sky was green, and towers reached into space. Strange creatures, the same aliens from before, were flying in ships, talking, building. Then, the scene changed. From the stars, something arrived. Fast, loud, violent dot. It wasn't a spaceship. It was a human, just one, but he was different. His body glowed. His eyes were white fire. The aliens tried to stop him with weapons. He smiled, and with a simple wave of his hand, he burned the city to the ground. The aliens screamed. They sent armies. The human didn't stop. Then more humans arrived, all glowing, all deadly. The hologram ended with one sentence, written in fire. We created them. And we could not stop them, Remai gasped. I saw that, he said. Before, in my head, when the cube touched me. Mira asked, are these visions from the past or a possible future? Nina looked down. What if it's both? Lucas, check the base system logs. This signal didn't come from the alien structure. It came from orbit. A satellite, not ours. Raina stood. Let's send a message to Earth. They need to know. Lucas hesitated. You really think they'll believe us? They don't have to, Remai said. But someone is already listening. Earth Division Black Headquarters in a dark underground bunker. Director Karen stared at the screen. Mars Base Alpha's data was being copied in real time. She lit a cigarette, slowly exhaled. They've triggered it, she said. Agent Mikhail stood beside her. Should we activate the sleeper? Karen nodded. It's time. We need the artifact back. What about the cube inside the scientist? Karen smiled coldly. We'll cut it out if we have to. Mars Base. The sleeper wakes. Remai slept. In the med bay. His vitals were strange, heart rate slow, brain waves fast. Mira stayed beside him. Suddenly, a loud crash. Alarms. A scream from the other side of the base. Nina's voice came over the comm. Lucas is down. Someone attacked him. It's Gian. Gian, the 15th member. Quiet, polite, always in the background. Now he stood in the hallway, eyes glowing red, holding a strange alien blade. He was not himself. He walked toward the main lab. Meera blocked his path. Gian, stop! What are you doing? He smiled. The artifact must return to its masters. And he struck, but just before the blade hit Mira, Remai appeared faster than any human should be. He grabbed Gian's arm. Time slowed. The cube inside Remai's hand lit up, burning bright. With a shockwave of blue energy, Gian was thrown across the room, unconscious. Everyone stared at Remai. You ... Moved like lightning, Nina said. I didn't think. I just reacted, Remai replied. They looked at Gian's body. Under his skin, something moved, tiny machines crawling. He's a sleeper agent, Mira said. Division Black sent him. Remai clenched his fist. Then we are not alone on this mission, and they know more than they told us. Later that night, Mira sat in the lab, reading alien language translations. One sentence kept repeating. We created them to protect, but they chose to conquer. She thought of Earth, of wars, of hate, of power. What if the aliens were right? What if humans were the danger? Nina entered quietly. We found something. In Gian's bag. She held up a chip, plugged into the base computer. It revealed a message from Division Black. If they find the cube, retrieve it. Kill the others if needed. The past must remain buried. They looked at each other. They knew, Mira said. They always knew. Nina looked afraid. What do we do now? Mira looked at Remai, still resting. We protect him. We find out the truth. Final scene. Back on Earth, Director Karen walked through a dark chamber. Huge screens showed images of Mars, the base, the cube. In the center of the room stood something massive, a sealed door, ancient and alien. Karen whispered to it. Soon, they will open the gate. The door pulsed. A deep voice answered, not human. Then humanity will become what it was meant. To be, fade to black. Mars Base Alpha was quiet again, but tension filled every room. Raimi sat in the medical bay, staring at the strange blue glow under his skin. The alien cube was still inside his hand, part of him now. But it felt alive, like it was watching him from the inside. Across the room, Mira and Nina worked at the computer. Jian, the sleeper agent, was locked in a glass cell. He hadn't spoken since his capture. He only smiled. "I don't trust him," Nina said. "I don't trust Earth." "Anymore," Mira replied. They had seen the hidden message. Division Black knew about the alien cube, the message, the danger, and yet they said nothing. They sent Jian to take the artifact and silence the team, but something had changed. The cube had chosen Raimi. Meanwhile, Earth, Division Black. Headquarters Director Karen walked through a long dark hallway. She stopped in front of a glass wall. Behind it floated a body. Pale, human, but different. Its eyes were black, its veins glowing with silver light. A scientist joined her. "Subject 1 is stable. But without the Mars cube, it cannot wake." Karen nodded. "We need that cube," she said. "And I know how to get it." She turned to Agent Mikhail. "Send the next unit. Tell them, full extraction. Kill the team if necessary." Mars, a signal from Earth back at Mars Base Alpha. The team intercepted a message. It wasn't coded. It was a live feed. Karin's face appeared on the screen. "Dr. Raimi, Dr. Mira, if you're hearing this, know that you have something that does not belong to you." Raimi stood, eyes narrowed. Karen continued, "You have activated technology. Older than Earth, we cannot allow it to stay in your hands. You have 24 hours to surrender the artifact, or we come for it." The message ended. Silence. "They're sending soldiers," Nina said. "They already have," Mira whispered. Jian was just the beginning. Raimi looked at his glowing hand. "We can't go back," he said. "And we can't hide." The black file. Later that night, Nina found something strange in the base's backup data. An encrypted file left behind by Jian before his arrest. It was marked Project COS, Level 7 Access. She cracked the code. A video opened. It showed Earth, but from the past, from before history. Alien ships above the planet. Cities that no longer existed. The camera zoomed in on strange labs, humans in tanks, growing, evolving. They were being made. The aliens weren't just watchers. They were creators. Then came the title. Humanity, classified as Type K entity. Controlled evolution failed. Prepare for containment. The file ended. Nina looked shocked. They made US. We weren't born. We were built. The second attack that night. Mars base alarms screamed. A shuttle had landed, unannounced, fast and silent. 3 armed men in Division Black suits stormed the lab. They didn't speak. They fired. Nina and Mira ran for cover. Raimi was already up. One of the agents fired at him. The bullets slowed, as if time itself bent around Raimi. He stepped aside and touched the wall. A wave of blue light shot from his body, knocking the agents back. One of them screamed. Target mutation confirmed. The fight was short. The agents were strong, but not enough. Raimi didn't just fight. He overwhelmed them. A message from Jian after the battle. Jian asked to speak. Mira went to him, holding a stun gun. He smiled. "You're not ready for the truth." "Try us," she said. "You think Division Black is the only one keeping secrets?" Jian whispered. "The aliens feared humans. Because of something we never understood. Power. Hidden inside us." He leaned close to the glass. "The cube didn't give Raimi power. It only unlocked it." Mira froze. Jian continued. "You've only seen the first gate. There are more. On Earth. On other worlds." "Gate to what?" Mira asked. "To what we were meant to become," Jian said. "Gods or monsters. Earth. Phase 2 begins. Director Karen stood in a war room. A new team was ready. This time, not just soldiers, but Subject 1. The human variant created using alien DNA floated in a chamber. A tech officer turned to Karen. "Ma'am, he's awake." The pod opened. Subject 1 stepped out, silent, powerful. His eyes glowed red. "Send him to Mars," Karen said. "He will bring back the cube." She walked away, whispering, "Before they awaken the others." The memory gate. Ramus stood outside the base. The alien structure from Part 1 was visible in the distance. But now, something new had appeared. An entrance, glowing with symbols, had formed behind the structure. The cube in his hand pulled toward it. "I need to go inside," he told Mira. "Alone?" she asked. "I have to." He stepped into the light. Inside the gate, the walls changed around him. Visions appeared, not holograms, but memories. His own and others. He saw the alien world again. But this time, the humans were different. They weren't evil. They were scared. They were fighting. Because the aliens tried to shut them down. Raimi heard a voice in his head. "You were made to evolve, to surpass us, but power comes with a price." He saw war, fire, death. But also hope. A human child with glowing eyes. Saving a dying alien, the voice returned. "You are not the weapon. You are the key." Raimi opened his eyes. The room was empty again, but now the cube in his hand had changed. Had grown. And inside it, a map. The final scene. The map back at the base. Raimi showed the map to the others. It showed Earth, but also other points in space. "This is a network," he said. "These are all the gates." Lucas stared. "How many are there?" Raimi smiled, but it was not joy. "Too many." He looked at his team. "Division Black isn't trying to control us. They're trying to stop us." "From what?" Nina asked. Raimi looked at his hand. "From becoming what we were always meant to be." The map from the cube floated in mid-air. Glowing lines connected planets, stars, and secret gates. Most paths led to Earth. Raimi stared at it. "This isn't just a map," he said. "It's a system, a machine, and Earth is the center." Mira leaned closer. "What do these red marks mean?" "They're locked gates," Nina answered. "Still sealed," Lucas frowned. "Why would the aliens lock them?" Raimi whispered. "To keep something out. Or to keep something in." The room fell silent. Meanwhile, deep space a ship from Earth drifted in orbit around Mars. Dark, fast, and invisible to radar. Inside stood Subject 1. Tall, cold, not fully human. His eyes were red. His voice low and flat. He looked through the glass at the red planet. "I was born for this." Project Chaos was never about stopping war. It was about starting it. Behind him, agents of Division Black waited for the order. A voice came through the comms. "Director Karen." "Go," she said. "Bring the cube. Burn everything else." Mars Base Alpha. Discovery inside the base. Lucas scanned the cube's map again. "There's something else," he said. A hidden file inside the cube. He unlocked it. A video started. It was from Earth, 22 years ago. A secret lab. Division Black. Scientists around a table. On the screen, a baby, a name, Project Chaos, Subject 1. Voiceover. The DNA was recovered. From a crash site. Not alien, not fully human. Something in between. Another voice. "If it grows uncontrolled, we can't stop it." Final line. "If the cube awakens, he will come for it." Raimi turned pale. "He's on his way." The first strike that night. Mars Base shook. Sirens screamed. Red lights flashed. Nina ran into the control room. "We're under attack." Outside, fire lit up the sky. A small drop pod smashed into the sand, and from inside stepped Subject 1. Tall, silent, eyes glowing. He walked toward the base, alone, as alarms howled. Is that human? Mira asked. No, Remai said. That's what happens when science tries to copy gods. Battle for the cube subject, one reached. The door. He didn't knock. He touched the wall, and it melted. He stepped inside. Remy faced him. You don't have to do this. Subject 1 smiled. I was made for this. He raised his hand. A wave of energy hit Remy, throwing him back. Nina screamed. Mira fired a pulse gun. It didn't work. Lucas tried to activate the defense system, but the power shut down. Only one thing worked. The cube. It floated from Remai's hand, glowing white-hot. Remai stood again. Blood on his face. Eyes glowing blue. The cube hovered between them. Subject 1 reached for it. So did Remai. The cube stopped in the air, then shot into the ground with a burst of light. The floor cracked open. Below them, another gate. Hidden inside. The base all along. The underground chamber, the team, along with Subject 1, fell into the pit. They landed in a massive underground chamber, ancient, cold, silent. Walls covered in alien symbols. Giant statues of both aliens and early humans. The cube hovered above the center, activating something. A voice echoed through the chamber, deep, ancient. You stand at the core of your creation. A vision appeared. Earth, long ago. The first humans created inside alien labs. A mix of DNA, a mix of power. Then, something went wrong. One subject evolved too fast, too strong. That subject killed its creators. It was sealed away. Its code was hidden in the cube. Subject 1 looked at Remai. You and I are the same. No, Remai said. You were made to destroy. I was made to choose. The chamber began to shake. A machine deep in the floor began to rise, huge, circular, humming with power. The gate was opening. Division Black's last move far away on Earth. Director Karen saw the data feed go dark. They opened it, she said. An officer turned. Do we launch the strike? Karen nodded. We can't let what's under that gate reach Earth. She gave the order. A ship in orbit prepared to fire, a weapon strong enough to vaporize half of Mars base. The gate opens in the chamber. The gate began to spin. Wind swirled. Symbols lit up. Then a shape stepped through. Not a monster, not a god. A woman, human, but glowing with the same light as Remai. Her eyes were gold. You are early, she said. Everyone froze. Who are you? Mira asked. I am the memory of your future, the woman replied. This gate connects to what comes after, the world humans were meant to become. She looked at Subject 1. You were made in fear. He, she said, pointing to Remai, was made in hope, Subject 1 growled. Lies, I am the evolution. No, the woman said. You are the experiment. She raised her hand. Subject 1 screamed, his body shaking. Cracking, breaking. You were built to hold power, but not to use it. Subject 1 exploded in light. Gone in seconds. Countdown to destruction, Nina yelled. The orbit weapon. It's charging. Earth is going to fire. Remai looked up. They'd rather destroy the cube than let us keep it. The golden woman placed her hand on Remai's head. You are ready, she said. Blue light flowed into him. A symbol appeared. On his chest, glowing, alive. You can stop the weapon, but only if you accept the full power. Remai stepped into the light. His body changed, glowing like fire but calm. His feet lifted off the ground. I understand now, he said. They didn't fear what we were. They feared what we could become. He shot upward, out of the chamber, into the sky. Remai versus the Earth weapon high above Mars. The weapon fired. A beam of red plasma shot from orbit, straight toward the base. But halfway down, something blocked it. Remai. He held his hand out, and the beam stopped midair. He didn't scream. He didn't struggle. He controlled it. The energy bent. Then broke. The weapon exploded. Division Black's feed went dark. On Earth, Karen stared in silence. We lost the signal. The gate remains back in the chamber. The woman spoke to Mira and Nina. You have one more choice. What kind? Mira asked. The woman smiled. There are more like him. Across galaxies, sleeping, waiting, you can find them. Nina asked, and if we do? The woman replied, then you will wake the future. The gate pulsed again. Remy returned, his body normal now, but changed. Inside, he was no longer fully human. He looked at his team. Earth isn't ready. But we are. The Mars sky was quiet again. Dust clouds settled. Fires had stopped. The alien gate in the underground chamber still glowed. But the woman of light, the mysterious memory, was gone. Subject 1 had been destroyed. But his arrival changed everything. Remy stood on the surface, staring up at space. He wasn't just human anymore. The cube had unlocked something inside him, something ancient. Something waiting for thousands of years. Behind him, the rest of the team worked to restore power. The base was damaged, but the map inside the cube still shone, and it had one clear message now. They are not alone. The briefing Mira stood before a large screen, with the cube's map displayed again. The lines had shifted. More stars were now marked in gold. Each of these points shows a locked gate, she said. Nina zoomed in on one symbol, a dark planet, orbiting 2 suns. This world isn't listed in any space mission logs, she said. It doesn't exist in any Earth database. Lucas nodded. That's because Earth didn't find it. Remy looked at them. The aliens made it hidden. But the cube remembers. The team stood in silence. So what's out there? Nina asked. Remy stepped forward. Others like me, sleeping, waiting. A choice to make later that night. The teens sat together in the mess hall. Lights were low. The Mars wind howled outside. We could send this to Earth, Mira said. Let them know what we found. Lucas shook his head. They'll just try to control it. Nina looked at Remy. What if these sleeping ones are dangerous? They probably are, Remy said. But if they wake without guidance, they'll become weapons, like Subject 1. Mira leaned forward. So we find them first. Wake them the right way. Remy nodded. Before Division Black does. They looked at the map again. Their next destination lit up. The journey begins their ship. Athena left Mars orbit quietly. It carried only 4 people, Remy, Mira, Nina, and Lucas. Before takeoff, Remy placed the cube in a chamber connected to the ship's core. The ship glowed faintly. Alien tech now part of its system. Nina smiled. I think the cube likes us, Lucas added, or it's watching us. Meanwhile, Earth, Division Black Rebuilds Director Karen stood before a council of shadows, unknown men and women, hidden in darkness. Project Coase has failed, she said. A voice replied, but the cube is still active. Another added, they will wake the others. Karen didn't blink. Then we will follow. And this time, we won't send agents, we'll send gods. Behind her, massive tanks filled with dark liquid began to hum. Inside, more hybrids. More experiments. Sleeping. Growing. Unknown planet. Gate World 17 Bathina arrived at the hidden planet. Black clouds floated in the sky. The surface was covered in frozen cities, ruins of something ancient. The map led them to a mountain. Inside, another chamber, alien walls, symbols glowing. And in the center, a stone sarcophagus. Inside it, a man, pale skin, eyes closed, symbols glowing on his chest. As they approached, the cube reacted. The man opened his eyes. He didn't speak, but Remy heard his voice, inside his mind. You are the first to wake me. The man stepped out slowly. My name is Aaron. I was sealed after the first war. War with who? Mira asked. With ourselves, Aaron said. The truth of the first generation back inside the ship. Aaron explained everything. There were once 12 of us, he said. Children of Earth, built by the aliens, each with different power. Some protected, others rebelled. He looked at Raimi. I sense it. You carry the same light as the second generation. Lucas asked, second generation? Aaron nodded. The aliens tried again after the first failure. They changed the DNA. You, Raimi, are from that line. Mira leaned forward. Are the others still sleeping? Yes, Aaron said. Some deep in alien vaults, others on Earth. Everyone froze. Wait, there are more of you already on Earth? Nina asked. Aaron's face was grim. Not all are peaceful. A signal in the dark as they prepared to leave. The cube pulsed again. A new location appeared on the map. Earth. Antarctica. It's waking up someone, Raimi said. The next sleeper, Aaron whispered. But this one is unstable. Back. On Earth, Antarctica station far beneath the ice. Division Black's research team drilled through frozen rock. They had found something. A black chamber made of unknown metal. Inside. Another sarcophagus. But this one was covered in chains. Alien words glowed red around it. A scientist read the warning. Do not wake. Do not break. Do not touch. They touched it anyway. The chamber cracked open. A scream of energy tore through the base, and from inside, something stepped out. Not a man, not quite a creature, eyes glowing white. Skin cracked with fire. It looked at the humans. Smiled. Then disappeared in a flash of light. Athena, en route to Earth, on the way back. Raimi sat in the quiet. The cube was shaking. Something's wrong, he whispered. The map changed again. The Antarctica marker turned red. Lucas checked the signal. They woke something, and it's moving fast. Mira looked worried. Toward what? Raimi replied. Not what. Who? The team stared at each other. He's coming for us, Nina said. The arrival of the ship landed in Earth's upper atmosphere, but before they could land, a power surge hit them. The ship's systems died. Lights out, engines off. They were falling. Raimi held the cube. And then everything stopped. The ship hovered mid-air. Outside the window, the sleeper from Antarctica floated in front of them. His voice entered their minds. You carry the key. I carry the flame. Let us see who deserves the future. And with a scream of light, he attacked. Athena drifted silently above Earth. Its systems were damaged but stable. Lights flashed in soft blue alien tech, holding it together. Inside, the team gathered in the control room. Raimi and Aaron stood before the central console. The cube hovered between them, pulsing gently. Mera, Lucas, and Nina watched the radar. A blip appeared. The Warburn from Antarctica. He moved fast across oceans, through cities, leaving chaos behind. Who is he? Nina whispered. Aaron closed his eyes. His name is Core First Warburn, created to fight. He never slept. Well, Raimi clenched his jaw. Now he is awake, and he's angry. Flashbacks on screen images appeared on the screen. Core's rampage in Antarctica, tanks destroyed, stations flattened. Then, him flying across skies at night, unseen, unstoppable. They also saw the final moments. A small village in South America, where Core appeared mid-air, eyes blazing, sun glowing around him. He vanished in a flash, leaving fires behind. Number. Bodies. No answers. Lucas gasped. The world thinks it's a natural disaster. Mira said quietly, but it was him. A call from Earth Command. Athena's encrypted channel opened. A human voice came through. Raimi, Aaron, we need to land. We have a site for you. It's secure. The voice paused. He's heading toward them now. They were listening to Earth, but Earth didn't know who they were. They were just legends. Myth. Raimi tapped his wrist console. Tell them we'll land, but not in a city. Landing in the outback, Athena descended to a wide, deserted stretch in central Australia. Flat land, dry earth, broken trees, a small command post waited a tent, a few soldiers, scientists, and Earth reporters connected to secure data. The team stepped out. In front of them sat strange cages. Inside, devices made of alien metal. A scientist explained. We captured him, Core. We call him the Warbird. We used beams to weaken him, but it didn't last. Raimi asked, why hold him alive? The scientist hesitated. To study him, to understand how to stop him. Raimi shook his head. We won't kill him. We'll talk. He opened his eyes and gestured to the cube. Core stirred in his cage. Face-to-face Core floated within his cell chains of alien tech around him. He looked broken and furious. When he saw Raimi and Aaron, his eyes glowed gold with rage. You wake me, he roared in their minds. And now my world bleeds. Raimi stepped forward. Core, I'm more like you than you believe. Core laughed, voice echoing in metal. I'm built to fight, to kill. I do not belong. Aaron said, you were created to protect Earth, to be its shield. Core spat. Shield? I am weapon, Raimi whispered. That power you can't control yet. You hurt people. Core looked away. They attacked me first. Mira added, we need you, Core. Help us stop more Warburn from rising. We can guide you. Core's chains sparked. He glared at them. I'm free now. And I don't hold their hands. Battle breaks out at that moment. Alarms sounded. Soldiers outside fired on something, energy waves raining down. Mars ship is sending drones. One soldier yelled outside. Robotic drones attacked the camp, coming in fast and precise. The team grabbed Core's cell railings. Raimi said, stay calm. Work together. Through the glass, Core touched his cage chains exploded. He floated upward and burst out with force. One drone shot. Another destroyed. He moved like a comet between beams. Raimi touched his wrist console. Cube pulsed. Light shot from it and protected Athena's power lines. Core roared. You saved me again, Raimi answered. I am your brother. Core hesitated just for a moment, then dove into the battle. Chaos in the outback. Core flew through the drone swarm, metal splintered under his cause. Each strike created tremors in the ground. Soldiers and scientists fled while Raimi's group retreated to Athena. Drones started bombing the command post. Core shielded civilians, caught energy blasts mid-air and shattered them. Raimi and Lucas reached the ship. Inside, they locked the airlock. Core floated onto the ship's deck. He looked at Raimi. I stayed to protect them, he said. Raimi nodded. Then you still have a choice. Core's fins of gold light glowed. I choose to learn. He collapsed to the deck, spent. Raimi slapped his shoulder. Rest now. A moment of reflection inside Athena. The team gathered around Core's resting body. Nina asked, is he friend or weapon? Aaron answered, he can be both, but his heart is still unsure. Mira looked at Raimi. What about the others? More Warburn may be out there. Raimi replied, we stop them before they awake. We prepare a new world with guidance, not fear. Lucas backed up. Where do we go next? Raimi indicated the cube map. Point leads to Central Africa. The next gate is under Lake Victoria. Earth Division. Black moves back on Earth. Director Karen watched the drone attack data. They found the Warburn, she said. The wounds on her face flashed anger. Fear. The sleeper has returned, she whispered. Now we need containment. She handed an envelope to Agent McHale. Inside, a high-clearance warrant and a black key. The key was small, alien-made. Use it, Karen said, to relock the gates. McHale nodded. Yes, Director. Final scene. Flight to the next gate. Athena's engines roared. They broke orbit, heading toward Central Africa. Core lay resting in a shielded pod. Raimi touched his hand. Thank you, he said softly. Kor opened. His eyes, they were softer now, like a child learning to feel. Why do you trust me? He asked. Raimi smiled. Because we both were made in fear, but the future needs hope. The cube pulsed and the map reshaped. New points appeared. More. Warburn, more locked gates. Raimi looked at Earth below a blue sphere. Fragile and beautiful. It's starting, he whispered. The stars above Earth looked calm. But inside Athena, everything was changing. Raimi stood near the glowing cube. Kor, the Warburn, sat across from him, awake now, alert. His eyes no longer burned with hate. They carried something else. Regret. The next destination was locked into Athena's system. Lake Victoria, Africa. Raimi said. The gate there is ancient. The cube says it's one of the first the aliens built. Aaron nodded. We must be careful. Some gates lead to more than just sleepers. Nina asked. What do you mean? Aaron looked out the window. Some gates lead to memories. Of a war that nearly ended the stars. Flashback. Long ago the cube shimmered. The lights in the room dimmed. And then, the team saw it, a vision. Thousands of ships in the sky. Stars burning. Cities made of crystal falling. The first war, 12 original. Warburn giants of power were fighting each other. One of them looked like Kor. Another looked just like Aaron. But one had a different mark. A black sun on her chest. She stood alone, surrounded by destroyed planets. Raimi whispered. Who was she? Aaron said quietly, the betrayer. The cube's light dimmed. The vision ended. Aaron continued. She was the most powerful of us. She didn't want peace. She wanted control. Approaching Lake Victoria, Athena flew low over the lake. Satellites had been disabled. The vision black couldn't see them. MEER. A landed the ship on a small island hidden by fog. Under the surface was the gate. The cube guided them through a tunnel below the lake. Walls of black metal lined the path. Water dripped. Lights glowed dimly. At the center, another sarcophagus. It looked different from Kor's. It was smooth, with no chains. Symbols on it glowed faintly. Is this another Warburn? Nina asked. Aaron studied it. No, this is something older. Suddenly, the cube floated and hovered above the sarcophagus. The lights brightened. The memory keeper awakens. The sarcophagus opened slowly. Inside lay a woman's skin like moonlight, hair made of starlight. She opened her eyes. No glow, no hate. She spoke in a soft, strange voice. I am Lura, keeper of memory. Raimi stepped forward. Do you know us? She looked at him. You carry the light, the new light. Aaron bowed his head. She was one of the first, not a soldier, a guide. Lura stood slowly. You came for answers. But can you bear the truth? Raimi said. We have to try. The forgotten history. Lura placed her hand on the cube. The chamber shook gently. A vision filled the air clearer than before. The aliens were not gods. They were refugees. They came to Earth to hide from the devourers, creatures from another galaxy. To protect Earth, they created the first 12, the Warburn. But one of them betrayed them, Naya, the Black Sun. She opened the gates to the devourers, Lura said. She believed destruction was the only path to survival. She destroyed entire systems to stop their approach. Burned stars, killed her own kind. The truth about Remy. Lura looked at Raimi. You are not just a second-generation Warburn. You are connected to her. Everyone turned to Raimi. What do you mean? He asked, afraid. She marked you before she disappeared. Placed part of herself inside the cube. Aaron stepped back. That's why the cube chose you. Raimi shook his head. No, I'm not like her. I don't want to destroy anything. Lura said gently, you must make a choice. You carry her spark, but not her soul. The vision black interferes. Just then, an explosion shook the tunnel. Athena was under attack. Division. Black had found them. Kareen's voice rang out on a hidden channel. "You've gone far enough, Ramai. Give us the cube." Outside, drones dropped. From black ships, troops in exosuits landed on the island. Inside, the team prepared for battle. Kor stood beside Remai. "Let me go." "Let me fight." Remai nodded. "Only defend, no killing." Kor smiled. "I'll try." The battle at the lake outside, Division Black opened fire. Athena's defense shields activated, but they couldn't hold forever. Kor burst out of the tunnel like a cannonball. He knocked drones from the sky, caught missiles and threw them into the water. Inside the gate chamber, Lura held the cube with Remai. She whispered ancient words. The cube began to glow brighter, its energy reaching into the sky. A beam shot up, forming a symbol above the clouds, a light gate. Mira asked, "What did you just do?" Lura replied, "I opened the way to the final truth." Remai looked up. The stars had changed. The message left by the aliens in the sky above Earth. A glowing ring appeared like a doorway in space. A message echoed from it in thousands of languages at once. "This is our final gift. A warning, a path, and a test. You must decide if humanity is ready to carry what we could not." The ring pulsed, sending energy to the cube. The cube lit up fully. All gates across Earth blinked into visibility on the map. Aaron whispered, "They've unlocked everything." Mira gasped. "Now anyone can find the gates." Kareen's last move back at Division Black. Director Karen stood before her private vault. Inside, a shadowy figure suspended in black fluid. She placed her hand on the glass. "We can't trust them, not with this kind of power." A voice from behind her said, "Do it." Karen flipped a switch. The figure's eyes opened pure black. "Subject 0 is awake. A new journey begins after the battle." Kor returned to the chamber. He was tired but calm. "We won this time," he said. Remai placed a hand on the cube. It was quiet now but warm. Lura spoke one last time. "The betrayer left something beyond the stars, a choice." "What kind of choice?" Nina asked. Lura replied, "To repeat the past, or to rise above it." The team looked at each other, then up toward the ring in space. Remai said, "We go through. We find out what she left behind." Mira added, "Even if it means facing her, or what's left of her." Kor smiled. "Let's end what they started." Athena lifted into the sky once more. The stars watched in silence, but they remembered. When stars burned. The stars above Earth were no longer silent. A great ring floated in orbit, alien and glowing. It hummed with power, sending signals across space. Inside Athena, Remai stared at the map. "This is it," he said. "The last gate." The others stood with him. Mira, Lina, Lucas, Kor, and Aaron. All had been changed. Not just by the journey, but by what they had seen, what they had survived. Behind them, the cube pulsed like a heartbeat. Its map now showed a single location, beyond known space. Aaron stepped forward. "This gate does not lead to a planet. It leads to the place where the aliens hid the truth." Nina whispered, "Where the betrayer went." Kor's eyes glowed faintly. "Where she still waits." Leaving Earth, Athena powered up. The cube merged fully with its system. Lights changed. The ship felt alive. Lucas took the controls. Jumping in 5, 4, 3. A sudden silence filled the ship. Then dash light. Blinding. Endless light. They passed through the ring. Arrival. The broken galaxy. Athena came out of the jump into a place like nothing they'd seen before. Stars hung like torn fabric. Planets floated in pieces. Time felt strange, slower, heavier. "This is not a galaxy," Aaron said. "It's a memory. A scar left by war." Mira pointed ahead. "There's something there, a structure. Not a planet, not a ship, a fortress the size of a moon." Built from alien stone, surrounded by rotating symbols at its heart. A tower of light. The cube shook. She's here. Raymay said. The voice returns as they neared the fortress. A voice entered all their minds. You came through the gate. As I knew you would. It was soft, cold, and familiar. You carry my spark, Raymay. I see it in your light. Raymay clenched his fists. I'm not you. The voice replied, you are more me than you know. Inside the fortress they entered the tower through a floating pathway. No doors. No guards. Only silence. Inside they saw visions flicker on the walls. The original Warburn. The alien creators. The destruction of worlds. And then Dasher. Nih. The betrayer. The black sun. She stood in the center of the chamber, not angry. Not mad. Just calm. She looked almost human. But her eyes were endless galaxies. Kor stepped forward. You destroyed everything. She looked at him. I tried to save it. The truth. Nia told them everything. The Devourers weren't just creatures. They were machines, endless, mindless. They ate suns. They wiped memories. I burned stars to stop them, and they still came. I placed a piece of myself in the cube. So the next generation, your generation, could decide. Raymay stepped forward. Decide what? To open the final gate. The final gate. She raised her hand. A dark door formed behind her, made of energy and memory. Behind it is the core of the Devourers. Still asleep, but waking. If you open it, you can destroy them, but it will cost you everything. A terrible choice. Raymay turned to the others. What do we do? Mira said, if we open it and fail, the universe ends. Lucas added, but if we don't, they'll wake anyway. Aran looked to Mia. You never wanted control. You wanted hope. Nia's face trembled. But I was too afraid to ask for help. The decision. Raymay stepped to the final gate. He placed the cube inside the lock. It glowed. The room shook. A countdown began. 30 seconds. Nina screamed. Raymay, wait. If you open it, you'll be the spark. You'll burn with it. I know. He said quietly. Kor stepped forward. Then let me go instead. No, Raymay said. You already carried the fire once. Mira, you don't have to do this. Raymay smiled. Yes, I do. The sacrifice. 3, 2, 1. The gate opened. A wave of energy surged through Raymay. He glowed, light pouring from his skin. Eyes, hands. The Devourers stirred massive, hidden shapes behind the gate. But Raymay reached out. No more fear. No more war. You will sleep. Forever. His light expanded, engulfing the gate, the fortress, the galaxy itself. And then silence. After the light, the team woke up inside. Athena. They were back in Earth's orbit. The cube was dark. Raymay was gone, but the stars. They were peaceful again. No gates. No warnings. Just sky. 1. Final message. As the crew stood quietly, a message appeared on the screen. Raymay's voice. If you're seeing this, I made it through. I don't know what's beyond the light, but I know we were never meant to be afraid of it. Protect each other. Remember the truth. And if you ever hear the stars whisper again, listen. Goodbye. The screen faded. Epilogue. Years later, Kor stood on a hill watching children play. He no longer wore armor. Just a smile. Aaron taught at a university, sharing knowledge of the aliens. Mira became Earth's first peace envoy. Between Worlds. Nina wrote the history, the true one. The Warburn were not weapons. They were the hope left behind. And above them, in the night sky, a faint symbol still glowed. A light ring. Watching. Protecting. Waiting.